video es presentado por el Sistema Ciencia Garza Educativa de la Universidad Autónoma del Estado de Hidalgo. Para mayor información, visítanos en www.uaeh.edu.mx. Gracias por aprender.
Good morning, my name is Karen Cid Fernandez. I come from Escuela Superior Ciudad Sagún, and this class is an English class. Today we are going to check superlatives and comparatives, and the objective of this unit is to describe and compare our favorite paintings and talk about museums, artists, and piece of works. Okay, so let's start. I have some questions for you. These are warm-up questions. So I want you to think about if you like art, what kind of art is your favorite? What is your piece of art, your favorite piece of art? And if have you ever been in a museum? Okay, I want you to think about that because today we are going, as I already mentioned, we will talk about how to describe pieces of art. We have different kind of art. We have the art disciplines that we already mentioned, that we will mention. For example, we have visual art, we have literature, performing art, and cinematography. Talking about visual art is all the things that we can see, like drawing, exhibition, mural, portrait, paintings. Literature is has to be with books, poetry, maybe some plays from the theater. Cinematography, it's about movies, films, photograph, performing arts, ballet, a theater, as I already mentioned, something you can see alive, okay? Well, after this, we will check some vocabulary that can help us to describe all of these pieces of art. We have many adjectives. You don't have to memorize everything, but we will mention some of them. We can say that abstract is when we say that painting is abstract, that it means that it doesn't have a common shape, okay? So it has different shapes, it's not a normal shape. Okay, we can say that it's mysterious, elegant, cute, crowd, creepy, okay? Creepy is like something like, oh, it's a little bit creepy, okay? Dramatic, romantic, geometric, large, that means the size, small, vibrant, dirty, interesting. We can say that a piece of art is interesting. Baroque, okay, baroque is a kind of style. When we say that a painting is baroque, it means that has a lot of items, a lot of characteristics, a lot of details, okay? Beautiful, that depends on your point of view. Exotic, colorful, with a lot of colors on it. Talent, when something is talent, that is like great. Ugly, inspiring. Disturbing, disturbing is kind of creepy, okay, when it's not beautiful, it's kind of strange. We can say that, oh, that's disturbing. Attractive, famous, old, crazy, sad, okay, we can say that like a painting is sad. Noisy, pale. What is the meaning of pale? Pale is when we have colorful. When we say that a piece of art is pale, that means that it doesn't have a lot of colors. Modern, shining, okay? When it has like a bright colors. Smart, brave, adorable, handsome, and realistic. We use brave and handsome to describe people, and we can use them to describe artists, okay? So we are going to use these adjectives. Remember that the adjectives help us to describe some characteristics that thing or a person or a place have, okay? Okay, here I'm going to show you my favorite painting. It's called the Sunflowers, and it is from Vincent van Gogh, okay? So I want you to check the description of this painting. And also I want you to notice that I'm using a lot of, I'm using a lot of adjectives. This is one of the most famous paintings of Vincent van Gogh. It is in Van Gogh Museum in Amsterdam. I really like this painting because it's colorful and it's realistic. Realistic means that it's from the everyday life. Realistic is something something you can see in the world, something you can see in your everyday life. Remember that abstract is uncommon on shape. That's for uncommon on shape, and this is something realistic. This is a common shape. The colors are brilliant and beautiful. In my opinion, it is romantic and fascinating. Okay, so I want you to think about your favorite painting. Okay, we're going to focus on your favorite painting, and I want you to mention some of the words, some of the adjectives with the ones that describe your favorite painting. Okay, so now we are going to check two pieces of art, two sculptures. Here on this side, I have the David from Michelangelo, and I have here the Thinker of Rodin. That's a French artist, and this is an Italian artist from Michelangelo. And check what I'm doing here. I'm describing them, but at the same time, I'm comparing them, okay? When I'm comparing two pieces of art, I'm going to use certain words. For example, the David statue is more mysterious than the Thinker, okay? I'm saying that this is more mysterious, okay? The David, this one, is older than the Thinker. In my opinion, the Thinker is greater than the David. The David is more traditional than the Thinker. Okay, I want you to focus on this sentence and check. Okay, we have a common word in all the sentence, which is than. Okay, than and than. That means that's a rule. Okay, when I'm comparing two objects, in this case, I'm comparing two sculptures. You always have to use than, okay, to compare two things. Check that also we have more, and then in this I don't have more, and I don't have more. I only have a ER at the end of the adjective, ER at the end of the adjective. So why is this? Okay, there is a rule. Okay, when I'm using a long adjective to compare something, I'm using more, okay? The rules say that if you use an adjective with two or more syllables, you have to use more. You have to use more. Like mysterious has more than one syllable, so we use more. And when we have a small adjectives, okay, like old, it only has one syllable, we have to add ER at the end of the adjective. Example, the David is older than the Thinker. And, traditional, for example, in this sentence, traditional. Traditional is a long adjective and it has more than two syllables. So the David is more traditional. Great, great. About the sentence number 3, great is a small adjective. It only have one syllable. So I'm adding ER at the end because it's a small syllable. It's a small adjective, sorry. And then we have done that we have to use always in the sentence, okay? When we compare to adjective, remember when we compare something, we have to use than. And then if I'm using a short adjective, I'm adding ER at the end of the adjective. And if it is a long adjective, I use more, okay? Then I'm comparing here two things, but what happened if I don't want to compare anymore? What happened if I want to say like the top of something? The top means the greatest thing or the worst thing, okay? It's like superlative is something superior, okay, about the rest. And here I have some examples. The Mona Lisa is the most famous painting in the world. I'm not comparing anymore, okay? I'm not comparing anymore. I'm saying already that the Mona Lisa is the most famous painting, okay? That's a superlative. That means that the Mona Lisa is the top, okay? I'm not comparing anymore. I'm saying the Mona Lisa is the top. The top of what? The most famous painting, okay? The Creation of Adam, that's another painting, is the best painting of Michelangelo. The David is older than the thinker. Do you remember the David and the thinker? Okay, the David is older than the thinker, but the oldest sculpture is the Venus of Dolly Bethany. And this is this one. This picture is the oldest sculpture ever found. Frida Kahlo paintings are the most traditional of Mexico. Okay, we have some rules here. In all the sentence, you can see da, and da. When we're using superlatives, we have to write da, okay? And then we have most and we have all this. What's the meaning of that? Remember that we have some long adjectives. Well, when we want to say that something is superior is the top, we use the most, okay? The most famous painting. Famous has more than 2 syllables, so famous has 2, so we use most. As we use more here for comparing, but now we are using superlatives, we use most, the most famous, okay? And what about this? The old, okay, old, because old is a short adjective. Do you remember that in comparing, we add ER at the end? In this case, we are going to add EST for small adjectives, okay? And of course, that is something you have to add in all your sentence, okay? We have some irregular adjectives, like best, okay? So I want you to focus on this table. We have all the irregular adjectives, good, bad, far, little, many. We have the comparative form, better, worse, farther, less, more. Superlative, best, worse, farther, least, and most. But we will practice this the next session. So right now I want you to think and study this topic. Thank you so much. And hopefully this is useful and helpful for you. And thank you so much. See you the next class.